What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. This looks like one of those, when you're a kid, or if you're one of the old kids like me, we used to have the hats with the propellers on it. So that's what it looks like I'm wearing, a propeller hat. Anyway, it's been a long day. Oh my God. It's been a long, long day. I literally have driven about 320 miles to get my brother, and this is what's crazy. I got an heating and air conditioning, a heat pump. They came out and they looked at it, and they said the coils were fouled, and to clean them, it's an older unit. It's put in like 2008, so it's an R22 gas that's in it. And he said, in order to go ahead and clean the coils on, he said, it's bad. Which they were. The coils were dirty. They didn't change the filter regularly enough. He said, what we have to do is we have to vacuum down the Freon in the unit. We have to cut the condenser cable, the condenser itself, take it out of the unit, take it outside, clean it chemically, and put it back in. And because the unit is an older unit, it might not work. Might not go back together. So you might want to just go ahead and get another unit. I said, okay. He said, we'll get you on the schedule. We'll send you a estimate. And I said, well, what do you think it's going to cost? Oh, it's going to be about $2,000. That's for my brother. He's a heating and air conditioning guy. I called him. I said, hey, coils are fouled. He said, well, depending on how much play there is in the Freon line, he said we could probably slide it out and use the chemical clear, which basically a spray can. It's like $14 for that. He said, and then use a compressor hose, and then a garden hose and clean it out and everything else and so on and do it. Which case I did, although I did spend 5 hours of driving. Came down, took out the 8 screws on the covers, slid it out, set it on top of a plastic tub, sprayed it first with the compressor hose. A lot of dust came out because it's going reverse. Then he sprayed it with the coil cleaner. Let that sit on there for about 5 minutes. And then took the hose. And we did this in the basement. Didn't have to cut the line. Didn't have to take down the Freon. Didn't have to do any of that. Slid it back in. Checked the Freon level. It was a little bit low. Put in a little bit of R22 in it. Closed it up. It went from 62 degrees in our house to 70 degrees in about an hour and 15 minutes. Blowing like crazy. So sometimes a price that you get and pay for something isn't worth what you're spending on it. It just kind of depends on the market. And see, if it had been, I didn't know my brother and somebody else that knew how to do it, could have cost me $2,000 or a whole nother unit. Instead, pennies on the dollar in comparison to that. It was literally an hour of time for him to do that. It's running great. Which brings me to Odell Beckham Jr., which we have talked about in nauseam. I know you're sick of it. I know you're sick of this shit. It's like, I can't wait till Monday gets here just so we can stop talking about it, hopefully. Troy Aikman said today, if I was betting, I'd bet virtually everything I have on Odell Beckham Jr. signing with Dallas. Actually, while I'm here, let me look and see something. Troy Aikman. Net worth. Net worth in 2022. Let's see, what is he worth? $65 million. According to sites like Celebrity Net Worth, Troy Aikman is worth about $65 million thanks to his earnings of $55 million over his 12 season in the NFL, plus co-owning a NASCAR racing team and the San Diego Padres of Major League Baseball. If he were a betting man, he'd bet $65 million on Odell Beckham Jr. signing with the Cowboys. If he were a betting man. Okay. Now here's the thing. I don't want to throw cold water on this. Like I said, I've been on both sides of the fence on this thing. But a lot of times teams make moves for players and you're like, oh my God, we got this guy. He's a steal. He's a steal, right? And sometimes the guys don't work out. Case in point, listen to this. This is my buddy, Philly 500.
Like the way King Ding back here, we got huge breaking news. The Eagles acquire Robert Quinn, and this is big time. This is big time Howie Roseman. Big time Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Now, before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe for daily Eagles content, NFL content. You definitely don't want to miss it. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check. Double moonwalk check. Make sure you're still subscribed. Now, I would love to be coming live talking to you guys about this right now. Unfortunately, I got to go to work, so I can't do it. I just was home filming a segment for Game Day, which will be out a couple days. And then I was getting ready to do a video, and boom, we got Eagles breaking news. Pound Eagles, according to Jeff McClain. Pound Eagles are trading for Bears defensive end Robert Quinn in exchange for a 2023 fourth-round draft pick. NFL sources confirm. Various sources confirm at that. Okay? But Robert Quinn is coming to Philly for a fourth-round pick. And get this. Robert Quinn had 18 and a half mother-humping sacks a year ago, okay? Now, he's only had 1 in 7 games this year, but the change of scenery will help him out tremendously. Here's what he's done over the last 4 years. 2019, 11 and a half sacks.
With the Cowboys.
2020, 2 sacks. 2021, 18 and a half sacks. 2022, 1 sack in 7 games.
Do you see a pattern there, by the way? Do you see a pattern? Because 2018, it was 6 sacks. 11.5, 2 sacks. 18.5, 1 sack. And it appears that it may be stuck on that 1 sack season. Because here's the thing. He's got a hurt knee right now. He's ruled out for the game Sunday against the Titans. Not that it really matters, because they gave up, and it's a 4th round draft pick. Maybe the Eagles, 4th round picks, they don't care about. In his time with the Eagles that they've traded for him, he has, wait for it, 2 combined tackles. Not per game. Period. 2 tackles. Period. Yeah. So, players can get old fast. Players can have bad seasons. And I don't know. I'm not saying that Odell Beckham is going to come here and just have a terrible season. I'm not. It's not much season to have. But we have to tamp our expectations down just a little bit. Again, you heard Philly, oh my God, breaking news, here it is. We got, and it's that way with every guy that they sign. Now, that's not to say that some of the guys that they've signed haven't been good, but they got a lot of guys that have been just kind of like just another guy. And right now, Robert Quinn, that's just another guy. We'll see what happens with Odell. We'll talk about this more tonight at my live stream at 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to go over here and do a little more painting and stuff. I'm just might take a little short nap. Before the live stream because I'm tired, boss. I'm real tired. But yeah, that's all we got for you. We're pretty healthy going into the game. Diggs as well as Michael Gallup are both expected to play. They're questionable, along with Anthony Barr, but they're all expected to play. The one thing about the Cowboys, when they say you're questionable, you might as well just say you're playing. When they say you're doubtful, you're not playing. That's just the way it is. So when you see somebody questionable, that means they're a little dinged up, but they'll be going. All right, good people. I'm going to get back in here, sand these walls, and start painting the bathrooms. And thank you all as always. Peace.